What's going on, everybody? It is Mark with Beta Memoirs, and I hope you guys are doing fantastic today. Today is July 6th, 2020, and I must say today really threw me off. Coming into today, right, like yesterday, Sunday, when the futures opened, we did have that little bit of gap up and run, and again today we opened up and we were just sitting, chilling out today, right? Like there was a lot of consolidation today. I was expecting some kind of pullback today. I was hoping for a good pullback because my whole game plan this morning was essentially to look at Tesla in particular and Square for earnings run up. And again, I was hoping today there would be a nice pullback for entry for that. I wanted to take some longer swings on different positions. But nonetheless, we opened up and there was a lot of consolidation today. I do focus on Tesla. Tesla is always kind of one of the main ones I focus on every day during trading because it's an awesome stock. And I mean, today wasn't no different, right? Like it gapped up, but then again, it consolidated. Normally, Tesla, when it gains momentum, I've traded Tesla quite a bit, and when it gains momentum, like you can see like pre-market it's running, and when it opens the gate you have that quick down tick, and then it takes off. And today I was kind of, since it was hesitating here, I was again expecting that pullback, and it came down a little bit this morning. Again, it didn't hit any support here, and so I was really hesitant to take a position today. I was watching the tape. The tape didn't help either. There was a bunch of longs and shorts all mixed in the bunch. But this green line here, I'm actually using something called a market profile. It's mainly for futures, but you can use it on beta stocks that are highly liquid. So I've been testing it out on Tesla here, and a couple other beta stocks just to see how it works. What I've noticed is these control points have actually held very well, and they actually do very well. So today I hesitated. I almost took the position a couple different times today. I was so caught up on this stock. I felt like it was going to run because it didn't just sell off. Typically, you get some whipsaw before direction is found right in that first couple of minutes of Tesla, just in the market in general. But this, again, it didn't. It kind of held there. I was debating on taking that. I wanted to come down to this support, but it didn't. Typically what I'll do also as well is I'll mark the pre-market low and pre-market high, but again it was pretty consolidated today, so it didn't really do much of anything. So I concentrated on this morning. Again, didn't work, and Square was the other one I was looking at today. This particular one, I nailed this one here. Again, it was a smaller position for essentially swinging this for the long haul. I did catch it right on the support today, and I did run it up, and I did watch it go all the way back down today. Again, it's a cheaper position. I managed that position with the size of the contract that I buy. So it was out of the money. I'm expecting Square to run quite a bit. Again, my logic behind it is the fundamentals are there. Right, they have the Cash app, and that's been gaining tremendous amounts of footing, right, going into earnings with everything going on. So I feel like they're gonna run up, and they're gonna definitely kill it. And so I was trying to capitalize on it today. I wish he could have cut it there and came back, but again, I tried two different ways. I do have longer swings, and this is one of them, and then I do scalp quite frequently. So today I wasn't really looking at the scalp since I was more concentrated on Tesla today. So I did miss this scalp run up, but I took that position. So we'll see how that contract plays out. Aside from bouncing back and forth, I went back over Tesla a couple of different times, which is kind of disappointing. Missed some other run-ups. But ZM here was a play I had today as well. I was watching this. Again, I missed it between Square and Tesla. I missed this move. It popped up. It came back down. I was actually looking for it here. I did catch it right about here, actually. I took the entry here because of Tesla. I was waiting for it to hit that support line, but it held well here. There was a lot of orders coming in here on the tape. I took that position. It was kind of just hovering there. It dropped a couple cents, nothing major, and it came back just over break even. I got out. I wasn't liking it anymore. It ended up actually retracing back quite a bit here, and then it sold off. But ZM was one of them today, and then the other one I was playing today was Shop. And Shop, I used to trade Shop all the time. Today, I've been wanting to take a position on Shop because Shop can really run, and it does a lot of these consolidation patterns, and it will have some huge breakouts. And I took a position right about here. Again, point of control from the market profile. It was holding well here. I had this 20 EMA sitting here as well, so I had dual confirmation here. Actually, the tape was reading well. It was reading good as well. I mean, there were orders coming in. I was holding well there. It did the same thing, just like the ZM did. It sold off just a pinch, like 10 cents, and then came back, popped up, and held. Then I started seeing a lot of orders coming in, sell orders. Just a lot of sellers were moving in, so I took lunch money from both of them, and I essentially got out of my positions, right? Like I wasn't liking it anymore, and good thing because it just ended up selling off the rest of the day. So today was kind of a slow day. I was very patient. I try to be patient with Tesla. Man, it kills me that it did this. It consolidated. I considered going back into it. I actually wanted to swing it. Was looking for a better pullback only because, you look at SPY here, right? And I mean, that's just like straight up. Like I'm waiting for a healthy pullback before I really start swinging Tesla overnight because, as much money as it can make you going up, you can lose just as much money going down. So I wasn't willing to risk that, considering where the market was in general. I don't think there's any kind of news scheduled for this week, unless there's some black swan stuff that comes out, but I wasn't willing to risk that with the market consolidating like this. It looks, it wants a healthy pullback, and the way I trade, I'll wait for that pullback. I'll be patient. I'll wait for it before I'll actually jump in. So that was pretty much my day in general. Again, I must say I was very patient today. Maybe perhaps a little too patient today, but nonetheless, green. I still have made some lunch money, so I really can't complain there. As far as tomorrow, again, looking at the same things. I'm looking at Tesla continuation. Hopefully, we'll get a pullback tomorrow. Square actually might be good. If it holds here tomorrow, we might get a nice little pop-up again tomorrow there. ZM, looking for continuation, needs to break this. It's stuck in between the EMAs right now, so that'll be interesting. Amazon, I really haven't traded much lately. The price is kind of just running super high, so I just really haven't kind of touched it lately, unless it's at a good support. I don't really trade Amazon. Netflix, I took a position last week actually for the run up, so I'm looking for earnings on that as well. BYND actually looks pretty good for tomorrow. It's wedging. It does this every time. There's some huge moves that come out of BYND. A lot of them are like pre-market moves. I know when it IPO'd, it wasn't so much like that. It did have the pre-market, and then it pull back, and then give you another good spike before it sold off during the day like it did here. But what I'm looking for BYND tomorrow as well. Spot's been a good one I've liked lately, but right now it's kind of selling off. It's kind of overextended, so I'm not really looking at that. AMD looks pretty good. A lot of times I do play supply and demand zones as well, mostly. So here, this supply zone here has been holding up pretty well. So I don't know. I have it set for an alert, although I never get to those alerts because I've always seemed to be in Tesla at the time. So yeah, there is always that. Facebook, it's a make or break point. Apple had a great run up today. I haven't really been playing Apple much of late. It did come down and hit that control point perfectly today at pre-market, then came up and hit the value support as well before it jetted off today. I missed that one. Google is one I was watching today, or had on my watch list. Again, didn't play it. Tesla took up all my time, but it's all good. There's always another day, right? I survived the day. That's all that matters. Boeing and I have a horrible relationship because every time I do get it and it gaps up, I normally get this red candlestick here, and it's already back to break even before I can even get out of it. And so that's why I'm not a huge fan of Boeing. But nonetheless, there's Boeing. Roku is another one I was looking at today. This actually hit the supply zone perfectly and ran up to demand perfectly. I did not play that. Again, too concentrated on one particular stock. Tesla normally pays out pretty well, so I'm not too worried about it, but today didn't quite work out the same. Shop, I'm not really looking at Shop tomorrow. I think that's pretty much it. As far Baba, I know has been running like crazy. He's had these huge gap ups. I did hold a contract here. I sold it pending some news. I didn't want to hold anything over the weekend. Actually, was this? Yeah, I sold it up here. I sold it Friday. Is it Friday? Yeah, Friday or Thursday. I sold it. So again, should have kept that contract. It's all good. As far as the rest of it, I did take a position on Nikola as well. I looked for, again, smaller position, writing it to hopefully about 10 bucks. So I do have a long-term out of the money put on this. I did get this right out of the gate like I did with Square. So between Square and those in Tesla, that's where my patience was. That's what I was looking for. Again, I held off probably a little bit too long on Tesla. Just looking for that pullback. Like, there was nothing else to really show me. Maybe I could have gone to a lower time frame and looked, and may have bounced on there and on the 15-minute. Which again, I only strictly trade on like the 1 hour. I rarely come in the 15 minutes. It did look like I held on the 15 minutes. If I would have actually looked at the 15, I could have probably actually took that position and wrote it up. Again, I was expecting a pullback, so any kind of move aside after that 10:30, 11 o'clock, I think I wouldn't have been in it because I felt like it would have been pulled back and essentially, take profits and then wait for that pullback and re-entry and then write it up again. But Tesla is another one I'm looking at, so we'll see what happens with that. But that's essentially what I got. As far as like any takeaways from like things that I could have improved on, I think at this point I'm pretty solid on my trading. It's just tweaking a lot. I think a lot of times we try to do too many dramatic things and dramatically change our trading, and so you're constantly relearning stuff. It's okay to test stuff and stuff like that, but always know what your bread and butter is and stick with that. And so scalping has been probably one of my biggest bread and butters because I'm in and out. I'm not worried about watching a position. Again, I do take some longer swings, smaller positions, but honestly, especially right now, I don't take a lot of swings only because of the way the market is. It's hard to tell where it's going, and so I stick to scalping for the most part. But that's pretty much what I got for you guys. If you guys got any comments, please leave those below. If you do enjoy the video, made it all the way this far to hear me ranting about my day, I appreciate that. Please hit the like button to show that you're thinking of me because I'm thinking of you. And until tomorrow, I will see you guys later.